You know, I always hate it when I have to follow Secretary Rivera. This is even worse, I gotta say. And you know, I usually get to go to the events where they always send an old guy because he's emotional. And so I did start to cry a little bit. And I'm not a Scotch lover either, so just to let you know that. So thank you, George, very much for being with us. I had the opportunity yesterday afternoon to spend 4 hours with George and a group of 45 superintendents and IU executives, and it was a great afternoon for us as well as we worked together to help all of our students achieve their maximum potential here in Pennsylvania. So it's great for me to be with you for the next 5 minutes, so don't worry, and also with my colleagues from the Department of Education as we preview the SAS Leadership Portal. It's I think, exciting for us as we move into this new, yet another era in the Department of Education. Last week, I had the chance to read a book on the way back from a conference, and the book was entitled A Practical Guide to Analytics for Governments. Exactly. And you're thinking to yourselves, really? Well, it was a 3.5-hour plane ride, and you're probably also thinking, wouldn't this be a fun guy to hang out with, or to have dinner with, or to talk to? Well, and by the way, my seatmates on the plane agreed with you because they sort of moved to the right and the left, and I had both armrests to myself in the center. But there were 3 truisms I took away from that book, and it's something that we already know. I'm just going to quote the first one. Educators can't control which students walk through the schoolhouse or classroom doors. They can't control how far behind the students might be on day 1 of school, based on their disabilities, being new to the English language, being poor, being hungry, or having to move around a lot. And likewise, the same administrators and teachers can't control how advanced students might be, because they have 2 college-educated parents. That's the first truism. The second one is, we, teachers, administrators, and even SEA folks, need information. We need better information, actually, not only to drive instruction, but organizations forward, so for the school leaders. And the final truism is that education is more research-based than ever before. I actually said that over 20 years ago when I was talking to a group of teachers in the district where I worked. And we all know this. We recognize that the schools in Pennsylvania have great leadership teams. And those leadership teams can be made better through research and professional development. Our secretary has made a commitment over his almost 3 years in office now to improve the training and the professional development for our principals and our system leaders. We've redesigned the PIL program, as many of you know, and I've been honored to have been part of PIL for the last 7 years. So we have new courses. We have new courses now relative to data, 3 of them, which we're really excited about. The other thing, we are involved in the SEED program, which is a credentialing system for principals. So now in Pennsylvania, we will have master principals and lead principals. And from the SEED grant, it's going to morph into hundreds and hundreds of principals across the Commonwealth getting those designations. And finally, Secretary Rivera has initiated the Superintendent's Academy, whereby we brought, by the end of 2019, 150 superintendents. Over 20% of the superintendents in Pennsylvania will have gone through training, and they have gone through dialoguing with one another. And the whole purpose in that is for them, and I hate this trite expression, to think outside the box, to try to do something new, to rethink school, if you will, because that's so important. So now, we have the SAS leadership system. It's taken over 2 years to develop. As a matter of fact, Matt Stem and I had the privilege back in 2015 at the Pill Summer Institute to meet with a group of stakeholders, with principals and system leaders across the Commonwealth. And we were in a room and we basically started talking about what our leaders really need in our schools and what our teacher leaders need in our schools. It was a great conversation. And because of my age, I guess, I forgot some of the discussion points that we had, and then suddenly 6 months ago, it's brought back to my attention that we actually have this web-based portal that's being developed. So it's going to provide you, as educators in Pennsylvania, a set of resources that you can add to that already expanding toolkit that you really need to be more effective in your work. And here's what it's going to do. It's going to create profiles, quite honestly, to customize your own professional growth. It's going to allow you to explore professional development opportunities. You're going to have access to high quality and vetted resources. We're going to allow you to connect with educational leaders from across the Commonwealth and hopefully outside the Commonwealth. Because again, this valuable and valuable tool is going to help you be, I think, more successful. It's dynamic, it's real time, and it's going to be aligned with many of the other initiatives that the Department of Education has engaged in, like the Future Ready PA Index that you've heard a lot about. So, we're going to show you a teaser. I think they call them teasers, right? Where'd Lenny go? I hope we have a teaser. Okay. 1 minute teaser, but before we do that, I want to thank our partners in this process. We didn't do this alone. And one of the things you find out about the Department of Education, we're very collaborative. So let me thank the Pennsylvania Principals Association, and I think Paul Healy is here. So Paul, thank you very much for your leadership in this work. The Pennsylvania Association of Supervision and Curriculum Development was involved in this. So Deanna Mayers, wherever you are, thank you very much. The Pennsylvania Association of Career and Technical Administrators, Mary Rodman, I know who could not be here today, but if you see Mary, tell her thank you. And the Pennsylvania Association of School Administrators, and I know I've seen Mark DeRocco here today, along with Connie Kindler, so thank you. And there are two other people I have to really thank, and that would be Gene Deisel and Lenny Sweeney, wherever Lenny went. Because they were the folks at the Department of Education who pulled a lot of this together, so it's really important. I think this really reflects our ongoing efforts, obviously, to better serve you and to create better professional development for our schools across Pennsylvania. So, if you want to learn more about this new and exciting tool, at 10:15 in the Trinidad room, correct? You'll have a chance to learn more. And then throughout the rest of the day, representatives will be available in the COCO boardroom to respond to your thoughts and your questions. So thank you, the development team. Thank you for our partners. And thank all of you for being part of this. And so now let's see the 1 minute video.
If you're a school leader in Pennsylvania, you need the SAS leadership system.
I can create a personal profile to customize my professional growth. High-quality, professionally vetted resources and PD are pushed directly to me based on my preferences.
Lifelong learning is as important to me as leading. With the SAS leadership system, I can find PD opportunities that are tailored to my customized profile.
I love that I can easily connect with other educational leaders across the state. When I ask a question, I receive multiple opinions and answers that are reviewed and rated by a community of my colleagues.
With the SAS leadership system, I can offer advice and access the knowledge and expertise of other educational leaders anywhere in Pennsylvania.
Personalized professional growth.
Access to high-quality resources.
A connection to other educational leaders.
Now I have a customized set of resources and tools that support my leadership and organizational development.
Access the SAS leadership system today to start on your path to professional growth.
Okay, so there you have it. So again, I hope that you take advantage of this moving forward, and I hope you have a great day. And thanks for everything you do for every child in the Commonwealth, because they depend on your leadership, your guidance, and your support. Thank you so much.